What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is the Louisville City Championship Top 4. Now, don't be confused if you watch another Louisville City Championship Top 4. After the first game was over, since that one happened so quickly, we actually moved the other Top 4 match onto the video as well to record it. And this is game number 2. I am not sure who won the first game, but this is game number 2. Let's see what happens. And it is Kevin Baxter versus Alex Haas. And it looks like Kevin did lose game number 1, and this would be game number 2. And the loser always gets to choose who goes first. And that's why I think it is Kevin who lost the first game. And we see an Unknown, we see a Zork, we see an Yveltal X, we see a DC Muscle Band, and we see a Toad from Alex. Now, Toad, okay, there's Fire Energies. I was going to say in the Franklin videos, he was playing Entei, but it looks like he is playing Entei once again. He does have the Size Toad EX tech. There we see a Scorched Earth coming down. We see an Ultra Ball discarding 2 fires. And yep, he is playing his Entei deck once again, back-to-back top cuts. And he did make top 4 yesterday, but he lost, I'm pretty sure, to Noah Sawyer. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to try again with his Entei deck. Why not? I mean, he did get him top 4, so let's see if he gets it past top 4 or not. And he is winning game number 1, so he's doing something right. And here we see an Entei coming down. Now, if you don't remember what Entei does, the first attack is Flame Screen. It does 30 damage. And during your opponent's next turn, any damage done to his Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 30. And Heat Tackle 130. Flip a coin to tell us this Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. And we see Alex put down a Shebe. We see a Muscle Band. We see a Scorched Earth, drawing 2 Fire Energies. And does Alex have a way to retreat this Toad? We might see a DC and a Quake Punch. There we see an Acrobike. And let's see, he discards a Sycamore. Must already have another supporter card in his hand. And yep, there's a Blacksmith putting 2 Fire Energies on the active. We see a DC going out to Toad. And we'll see a Quick Punch for good old 30 damage. Alrighty. And Kevin will not be able to play any of his item cards. And I think that's what's going to happen. Let's see, does Alex Quick Punch or not? There's a Verse Seeker grabbing the Sycamore, just in case. I guess Kevin does use his own Quick Punch. But there we see a Zork. See a DC in his hand as well. And we see a Sycamore. So Kevin can stand in with Zork, and here we see a Sycamore discarding a Verse Seeker, drawing 7 new cards. And like I said, he could stand in and then use Mind Jack for 3, 6, 7. We've seen Yveltal come down as well. And let's see, does Kevin go for the Mind Jack play or not? I doubt he'll let this Unknown just get knocked out for no reason. It seems very silly. But maybe Kevin has other agendas, and yeah, he's going to stand in with the Zork. Into the Zork, and he's going to do Mind Jack for 70. He can't put any tools down because he is under item lock. And yep, 70 damage from the Zork. And on to Alex's turn. And let's see what Alex does. He does have a Acrobike, or not Acrobike, Trainer's Mail. And looks like he has 2 Enteis and 2 DCEs. I think that's what it was. Either way, it was cards he cannot grab because they are not trainer cards. Alrighty. And we see Alex shuffling up real quick. And let's see what happens. Alex does have a Scorched Earth in his hand. He has a DCE. DC goes to Entei. And that way he can use Entei's Heat Tackle. And I think we'll just see a pass. I don't think Alex has any supporter cards. Maybe he has a Verse Seeker in his hand. There is Sycamore. So he discards Sycamore's discard a DCE, Verse Seeker, and a Scorched Earth. I forgot that he Verse Seeker for a Sycamore. Here we see a Scorched Earth discarding a fire, drawing 2 cards. We see a Assault Vest going down to the Toad, making it where attacks do -40 if they have special energies. Alrighty, and let's see. He has a Trainer's Mail, so he's going to play it. And let's see what a card he gets. He could get that VS Seeker if he doesn't already have a supporter card in his hand. And he will grab the Blacksmith, getting ready for the following turn. He already did play the Sycamore, so he can't play 2 supporters. Alright. And we'll probably see a Quick Punch now for 30. Can't really do anything else. I mean, he already attached for turn, and he already played supporter card, so 30 damage to that Zork. And on the Kevin's turn, he has a Yveltal with the DCE, Sycamore discarding a Zork, Acrobike, Verse Seeker. It's something else. I didn't see what it was. I'm sorry about that. And nope, I couldn't see it when Alex looked through it either. And Kevin did attach a DC to the Yveltal, so he already has an energy attachment for the turn. And we'll probably see a Mind Jack for 3, 6, 9, 10. -4, 60. So that Toad has 6, 12, 13, 130 on it right now. And let's see what Alex does. Now, Alex could attach a Fire Energy and retreat this Toad and use a Heat Tackle to knock it out if he wants to do that. But I imagine he wants to save these Yveltals to knock out these Yveltal. I mean, he wants to say the Entei to knock out the Yveltal Yexus, because once you get two muscle bands on an Entei, you can one shot Yveltal because you do 170 damage. But let's see what Alex does. He does have the fire energy, so he can retreat this Toad. The big question is, who does he attack? Does he attack the Zork in the active spot, or does he license up an Yveltal? And let's see, he's contemplating his hand. He's just looking through everything he has. And he does have a blacksmith, so he's going to put two fire energies on this bitch Entei. And, I know he has a Lysander's hand, he has an energy, he has a DCE. We'll see a DC go out to another Entei, and we'll just see another Quicken Punch. We'll see a Scorched Earth discarding two cards. And it looks like we're going to see another Quicken Punch for 30. But this means that Kevin can knock out this Toad next turn with this Yveltal. And here we see a Professor Letter going to get two fire energies out of the deck. I think he's already Scorched Earth. I think it's what the card Sideways means in his discard pile. Alright. And I'm probably to see a good old Quaking Punch for 30 damage. We see another Entei coming down. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. There we go. And just another good old Quaking Punch, I imagine. You can't retreat the Toad because the Toad does have a 3 energy retreat cost. Unless Alex plays a tech switch, there we see a Shaman, drawing 1 card. He gets another Blacksmith. Parallel City, and this will bump cards out of Alex's side of the field. He discards both Shamans, making it where Kevin cannot license those guys up. And to see a good old Quicken Punch for 30, and on to Kevin's turn. Alright, let's see what Kevin decides to do. He does have a Dark Energy. Let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He could put a Dark Energy on one of the Yveltals. The question is which one. It looks like he's going to put only one without the Muscle Man. I do like this play because it makes Alex decide which one does he go after. Does he go after the one without the Muscle Man, or does he go with the one with the most energies? And we'll see what Alex does. Kevin does knock out this size of Toad, taking up 2 prize cards, going down to 4, and on to Alex's turn. Now, can Alex get another Muscle Man onto this Entei to knock out a bench Yveltal X? That's the big question. And here we see an Entei without any energies come up to the active spot, and that's fairly interesting. Maybe Alex has a DCE and a Blacksmith. That would be very cool to see. He did bump his own Scorched Earth, so he can't use Scorched Earth this turn. He does have a Muscle Band. He does have a Fire Energy. And let's see what Alex decides to do. Now, the first deck does do 30 with the Muscle Band. It does up to 50. And Zorak does have 100 HP, so he could knock it out with the Flame Screen doing 50 damage. The big question is, can Kevin knock it out the following turn? I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see what Alex does first before we start thinking about next turns. There we see a Muscle Band, there we see a Fire Energy, we see a Blacksmith putting two on, just the one. Alright, and we see a Flame Screen doing 50, knocking out the Yveltal, and on the Kevin's turn. Now that Entei does have basically 160 HP since he used Flame Screen, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He'll have to go to the Yveltal with the right, getting the Dark Energy and a Muscle Band. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can just put a DC on it, and that will knock it out. But here we see an Ultra Ball. Yeah, I think if Kevin has another DC, he can knock out this Entei and the active spot. That will do 160. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, this Entei basically has 160 HP since it Flame Screen. Here we see an Ultra Ball discarding 2 Fire Energies. And let's see what Kevin decides to get out. He could get another Zora. We're going to see Gallade going into his hand. Maybe he can get the Gallade out and start getting, the Premonition effect going on. We see an Ultra Ball discarding 2 cards. We see a Gallade and an Acrobite being discarded. Maybe get out another Zora. Oh, there's a Toad as well. He could start Quaking Punching if he wants to. I don't know how great of a play that would be. If he has a Zora, I would imagine he would grab the Zora to start getting another Zorak into play. And there's another Yveltal, so he might have his other Zorak prize, or he did already discard it. I'm not sure. I didn't really see it that much. But Kevin has to deal with 3 Enteis. This is going to be a little bit hard, not going to lie. And Kevin's going to look through his discard pile. He has a Trainer's Mill, and let's see what Kevin gets. Looks like he's going to get nothing. He does have a Flowstone. He does have a Via Seeker, and I think a DC in his hand. There's another Trainer's Mill. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. He has a Lysander. Looks like he's going to grab a Floatstone just to play it out of his deck. He could put that onto an Yveltal just to give it free retreat if he wants to. Goes on to the unknown. We see a Floatstone on that guy. We see an Yveltal DC on the active. And we'll see a Verse Seeker getting out a Gallade. Maxis for the Gallade, and yep, there we go. That's a great cards right there. So Alex counting the math up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 160 damage, and that will knock out this Entei. Unless I'm bad at math, but we all know I'm bad at math, but I'm pretty sure I can do this Yveltal math. And we see a premonition from Kevin, going to rearrange the top 5 cards of his deck. And alright, he's satisfied with that. We see an Acrobike discarding a Gallade. That's a pretty easy decision. There's no reason that card's going into your hand. And we see an Yveltal knocking out this good old Entei. Now into Alex's turn. If he can get a Muscle Band, he can knock out this Yveltal. But the bad thing is, Kevin can easily retaliate because that Entei has so many energies on it. And let's see, can Alex get this Muscle Band or not? It's the big question. Because if not, Alex will have to go for a Flame Screen. I'm not even sure. A Heat Tackle might as well be there's an Ultra Ball discarding 2 fire energies. The question is, does Alex have another Shaman in his deck? And he does. So he can use Shaman EX to draw more cards. He does have another Entei in his deck, so all the Enteis are in his deck. It is 3 to 5 own price cards, and let's see what Alex decides to get. I imagine he does want the Shebe though, because I don't see any supporter cards in his hand unless I didn't see it correctly. But nope. There's a good old Shaman EX, and like I said, Alex really needs his Muscle Band right now to basically take control, not take control of the game, but to kind of make it on his side. We see a Shaman drawn up to 6, and he needs an Entei as well. He needs both these cards. Or Charizard could work as well. There we see an Acrobike, and he can get another Acrobike. He discards, I think, the Acrobike though. Oh no, he discards Lysander. There's a little bit glare on that discard pile. I really can't see it. And we see another Acrobike from Alex, and it must be 2 really good cards because he's contemplating which one to get. And once again, I can't see what card he discards. But we see a Trainer's Mill. Can Alex get this Muscle Band or not? And there's the Muscle Band, so he can use his Heat Tackle to knock out this Yveltal EX. Alrighty, and that's a good thing. The question is, can Alex, the following turn, get another Entei with 2 Muscle Bands once Kevin knocks out this one? So we'll see what happens. Looks like Alex look at their discard pile, see how many fire energies are in there, discounting all of his resource, and like I said, he is going to use Heat Tackle. It's going to do 130, then plus 40, which is 170, to knock out this Yveltal EX. We see a Trainer's Mail from Alex. He does have he has an Battle Compressor, I think, and 2 Ultra Balls, or an Assault Vest. Okay, Assault Vest. Sorry, I didn't see it that well. But Assault Vest going to Alex's hand. That might go into Shebe, just to prevent it from getting knocked out by Gallade. And let's see what happens. I don't know what that 6 means. Not sure what that 6 signifies. But we'll find out in a second. I don't know. But let's see what Alex decides to do. He's trying to contemplate where does his Assault Vest go. Alrighty. Just waiting to see what Alex does here. Alright. Let's see. I think it's always contemplating, or maybe there's something going on I don't know about. But no, Assault Vest goes on to an Entei, and we will see this Entei use Flame Screen for the knockout. Yep, Flame Screen, knockout Yveltal EX, and onto Kevin's turn. If Kevin can get a Dark Energy, and we see a Flame Screen doing Tails to himself. I don't know what that 1 means. But onto Kevin's turn. Once again, I'm not sure what that 6 and the 1 means. Maybe we'll find out later on. Maybe Alex can say in the comments what they mean. But here we see a Dark Energy going on to Yveltal EX. And we'll see a Oblivion do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 180 damage. So that will be a knockout. Kevin can knock that out. And he does have a Lysander for the following turn to knock out Shebe if he wants to. But we'll see. Kevin will retreat, and we see a Premonition, rearrange top 5 cards of his deck. And if he had a DC in there, oh, that'd be great. But no DC in the top 5 that I see of right now. I don't see a DCE. The DCE would basically guarantee him the win because he could Lysander Shaman and knock it out with a Sensitive Blade. Well, let's see what decides to happen. It looks like it might be on to game number 3. We see a Pharaoh Letter drawing a Dark Energy. And let's see what Kevin decides to do. He does have a Zerosic. He gives Zerosic away that DC off the Entei, making it where it's harder for Alex to attack next turn, because Alex will need another DCE. I think he's down 2, maybe 3. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't keep up on his DC count while he's playing. But here we see a Zerosic discarding that DCE, making it harder for Alex to attack next turn. Rigorous retreat into the Yveltal EX, and we will see an Eva Ball to knock out this good old Entei. And he might go for a Wise Cyclone, doing 110 and moving the DC onto the Gallade. Maybe not. Okay. But nope, we'll see an Yveltal knocking it out. I do like the Yveltal play as well. I don't know what that 2 means. I don't know why the 6 became a 1 and now becomes a 2. I'm not sure what that signifies. If you know, let me know. But we'll see what can Alex do. He does a VS Seeker, so he could VS Seeker for Blacksmith, but that would not knock out this Yveltal. It will only do 130. He doesn't have any muscle band attached to it. And then all Kevin has to do is Life Center that Shea Bay and take the win that way. Because Kevin only has 2 prize cards left in his prize cards, while Alex still has 3. So we'll see what happens. He's contemplating an acrobike right now. I think that's what's going on. Yeah, he's contemplating an acrobike. And we're going to see what card Alex discards. Alex just staking it out and see what he discards. What will he discard? We're trying to find out. He has a Scorched Earth and a Hex Maniac. He'll discard the Hex Maniac, keeping the Scorched Earth in his hand. He does have a VS Seeker, so if he wants that, he could just put it back into his hand. And let's see what Alex do here. Oh, buddy. And we see a Verse Seeker. This will probably grab either a Verse Seeker or a Blacksmith. And we're going to see a Blacksmith put into Fire Energies. Maybe onto the active. Yep, onto the active. And we will see maybe a Heat Tackle for 30 to reduce 70 damage. Oh, no, he's going to go for that. And here we see Kevin flashes him the Lysander, showing I can knock out that Shaman X. And on to game number 3. Alrighty. And I guess maybe that 6 means that time was called. I think that's what that might have meant. Not 100% sure. We'll see what happens. This is game number 3. I'm not sure how long game number 1 took. Game number 2 took a little while as well. But maybe game number 3, maybe it's another sudden death moment. We saw in Franklin that Alex went to sudden death against the Night March deck, and maybe that's what's happening right now as well. It's hard to tell. We really don't have that much information. Just trying to remember everything. And I think that time was called, and that's why the 6 was there, and then it went to the 1, then it went to the 2, and then it went to a 3, because it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and Kevin probably just won on the last turn of time. Maybe that's what just happened? I think that's what just happened. But we'll see what happens on to game number 3. And yeah, that is definitely a coin flip for the sudden death situation. And once again, sudden death will be 1-to-1 on prizes. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Entei versus Yveltal. Both players can take the first knockout. They'll have 1 prize card. Whoever takes the first knockout wins the game. And let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Do you want to see Entei or do you want to see Yveltal in the finals? That's basically our 2 picks. And we know that Tyler Keller is also in the finals with his Yveltal Gallade Zorak deck. So we either have another rematch of Yveltal Gallade Zorak versus Entei, or you might have a mirror match once again like we did at top 8. And here we go, we're setting up. I think Kevin's going first. I think that's why the dice is on his side of the field, but I could be wrong. We'll find out here in a second. Alex actually puts down 6 prize cards. So did Kevin, and they're trying to just fix that. There we go. All right, we're good to go. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. Here is the finals, game number 3, and let's see what happens. Kevin did start with an Yveltal. We see an Acrobike getting 2 cards. It looks like he's eyeballing. Oh, he's going to discard the Maxis. Drainer's Mail for 4. And now all Alex has to do next turn is get double Muscle Band, a Blacksmith, and a DC. That sounds like a lot, but it's definitely doable in this Entei deck. That's definitely what you want to do turn 1 and try to knock out this Yveltal X. But here we're seeing an Ultra Ball from Kevin. And let's see what Kevin gets here. We can see another Trainer's Mail from Kevin. Will we see a turn 1 Gallade? I don't think Kevin's got a turn 1 Gallade in any of the games that we saw. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see what Kevin decides to get with this Trainer's Mail. He's going to get the VS Seeker. And let's see what Kevin gets. So we see a VS Seeker go in his hand. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Muscle Band and a baby Yveltal. Alright, let's see what Kevin gets here. He could get Shea Bay, Azora. There's a Shea Bay in his hand. He might go for that one to help set up to draw more cards. I don't know how great Zorak would be, because Zorak is probably not going to take a knockout this game. It's going to basically who can get the first knockout. We see an Yveltal, we see a Muscle Band, we see a Dark Energy, we see Shea Bay drawn up to 6 cards. And can Kevin get this turn 1 knockout? And that does not look like a good hand. He's got a Muscle Band, multiple Dark Energies, and a Lysander. And we might just see a pass from good old Kevin. Let's see. Oh, Yeah, Float Stone going on Shebe. And he has a Maxis in hand, but I don't think it's gonna be that useful. And on to Alex's turn. Let's see what Alex gets. So not that very eventful turn from Kevin, and let's see what Alex does. Oh man, it's exciting times. Can Alex get the turn one donk here? He, like I said, he needs double muscle man, a blacksmith, and a DCE. Those are some hard cards to pull off automatically. Alex is doing the math here, making sure he doesn't attach too many energies to this Entei. Right now, this Yveltal is doing 20, 40, 60, 80. If he gets a Walmart Dark Energy with the DCE, it does 100. So Alex needs to make sure that he does not put too many energies on this Entei, because if he does, a DC or a Dark Energy could just knock him out if Alex whiffs these double muscle bands. And let's see what Alex does here. He is deciding what to do with his hand. He's contemplating, looks like an Ultra Ball, maybe. He's trying to figure out the odds of hitting this double muscle band, DC, Blacksmith, like I said. Let's see what he decides to do. Got an Acrobike. He's flipping through multiple cards. It's hard to tell what he's deciding to do. So he does have an Ultra Ball. We see a Ultra Ball, wait, a Lysander, and a maybe. Hold on, wait for it. Okay, and a Fire Energy. There we go. Only took like 5 minutes, but we got it. And let's see what he decides to get. Maybe a Shaman. Maybe another Entei. Maybe a Charizard. So many different options he can get. Not that really. It's only 3 options. Shaman or Toad. He could get a Toad. So there's 4 options. There's Toad, Shaman, Charizard, Entei. There you go. There's just 4 options. But we'll see what he decides to get. He's looking through his deck to see what's the possibility of him hitting this turn 1 knockout. There we see Shebe coming on down. Now, the scary thing about getting out Shaman, if Alex whiffs this knockout, what Kevin can do next turn is DCE, Lysander, knock out Shebe, because that White Cyclone will do 110 damage. But we know that Kevin does not have that in his hand. We've seen Acrobike discarding an Entei, getting the Via Seeker in his hand. I think that's what it was. Looks like he's looking through his hand. What will he do? And will we see a pass from Alex? I don't know. We see Shebe, and alright, so Shaman comes down. He gets a DC and a Blacksmith. Oh, he's almost there. He's just missing a couple more cards. And if Alex can't get the knockout, the best answer might just be to pass and not touch any energies, because as soon as you attach some more energies, you're making Yveltal do more damage to you. And I don't know if you want that or not. Well, let's see what Alex does. An Assault Vest going out of Shaman, and that makes it where White Cyclone cannot knock it out. Because then it'll only do 80 damage. 8, 9, 10, 11. No, 70. There we go. And let's see what Alex does. He does have Lysander. And he could First Seeker bring up somebody if he wants to. Oh, we're seeing Alex. He's trying to figure out everything, making sure he's not making a misplay. Waiting. And just waiting to see what happens. You're just now joining the game, you'd be probably really confused, but this is the sudden death finals of the Louisville, not the finals, top 4. Sorry about that, the Louisville City Championship. Alex is deciding what to do, and here we see Sycamore discarding a DC and some other stuff. Like I said, he doesn't want to put the DC on the active, because, you know, it makes it where Yveltal could knock it out easier. And let's see what Alex gets. He gets some Fire Energies, he gets a Blacksmith, he's got an Ultra Ball maybe. Kevin's looking through Alex's discard pile to see what he's all discarded. And let's see no, never mind. I was going to say maybe a Trainer's Mail. Oh, there we go. There's a Trainer's Mail. He's got 1 Muscle Band. He could grab that, just making it where next turn he can knock out this Yveltal. Let's see what Alex decides to get. He's thinking once again. Oh, never mind. Oh, there we go. All right. And yep, there's the Muscle Band. All right. And like I said, he might just hold on to his Muscle Band. There's no real need to get it right off the back right now. Oh, no, he's going to put it straight on Entei. Never mind, I lied. Maybe he's scared that Kevin will play a Judge. That could mess it up. And we see Alex contemplating an Ultra Ball to discard 2 Fire Energies. I might not actually put down play the Ultra Ball for Shaman. But like I said, he might go for it. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for another Shaman. And this is just because, once again, if Kevin has a Lysander or DCE, he can Lysander the Shaman and knock it out with a White Cyclone. But he could get just a Shaman and just pass. Maybe not play it automatically. But there we see Shaman going into his hand. And let's see what Alex decides to do with the Shaman. Will he play it or not? Like I said, start to play the supporter card. But if you put down the Shaman, you are in threat of being White Cyclone for a knockout. And well, Alex just passed. He could put a Fire Energy on the active as well, because right now this Yveltal is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 But no, but then you have to worry about Giovanni's game. So that, yeah, it's actually smart not putting any energies on it. There see a trainer's well getting nothing. And I don't think Kevin has anything. I think it's a bunch of dark energies and a Giovanni's game. I see a Verse Seeker. And let's see what Kevin has. There's a dark energy. And do we see a Verse Seeker or not? It's the big question. If Kevin has a Hex Maniac, that'd be great. But nope, just an Yveltal doing 1, 2, 3, 4. So 80 damage. And on to Alex's turn, he has a Blacksmith, putting 2 fire energies on the active. He does have a Entei, putting that down. We see a Shebe, drawn up to 4 cards. Does he get a DC and a Muscle Band? And doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. He does have a Shaman and EX in his hand. He could draw some more cards through his deck. We see an Ultra Ball, discarding a Fire and a Hex Maniac. And this will probably get out another Shaman or another Entei. I see him eyeballing the Entei. He's already played 2 Shamans. And yep, there's an Entei coming down. And if he doesn't have another supporter card, Alex cannot win this turn. Alright, let's see what he decides to get, what he does with this play. There's an Entei coming down. He does not want to leave this Entei in the active spot. There we see Shebe drawn up to 6. And does he get the Muscle Band DCE? And I don't see it. I don't see it yet. There we see a Trainer's Mail. I see a VS Seeker, Professor Letter, Blacksmith, something else. Okay, I guess Alex must have the other Shaman in his hand, and that's why he didn't Ultra Ball for it, and he Ultra Ball for an Entei. But let's see. Okay, he's gonna get a Professor Letter. He could use that to get more cards out of his deck. Yep, there's 2 fire energies going to his deck. Alex really needs a score start to help draw through his deck as well. Can Alex get this Muscle Band DCE or not to knock out this Yveltal EX? That's the big mystery right now. Waiting to see what happens. Alrighty. And let's see, Alex does have another. He has another Trainer's Mail. He can grab the Giovanni Scheme just to get it out of his deck. He's gonna grab the Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball, discard Double Fire. Probably get a. Is there another Shaman in his deck? Nope, there's a Charizard. Regardless, his bench is filled up, so he can't. He can't put down a Shaman regardless. Now the only scary thing is, once again, if Kevin has a Dark Energy and a Lysander, he can win next turn by knocking out one of these Shamans or the active Entei. And you see 4 cards from Alex, and he has a Verse Seeker, Muscle Band. Does have a, I think that's a Muscle Band, but I don't think he has a DCE. I could be wrong. Waiting to see what Alex decides to get here. Alex contemplating what to do. What cards does he get? Oh man, like I said, he cannot leave this Entei in the active spot because then it will just get knocked out by this Yveltal EX. This Yveltal EX is doing a lot of damage now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 120 damage. That Entei is going to be knocked out. Well, let's see what Alex gets. He's going to grab Muscle Band, and obviously you don't put this on the active. You just retreat the Entei, set up a new Entei, and saying, all right, I don't think you're going to knock me out. And then next turn, go for the whole double Muscle Band play. But the only bad thing is now that Alex has his bench filled up and he cannot play any more Shamans. So that's the only downside right now. But we'll see what Alex decides to do. It's just not looking good for him. It's not looking good for Alex, which is weird. You think, I have Entei, I got Muscle Bands, I got DCs, I got everything in my deck, but I just, it just can't hit the right combination. And let's see, Alex trying to do the math. That Entei is getting knocked out. There's no way it's getting protected. Alright, so we see a retreat into a new Entei. That's his best option. And on to probably just Kevin's turn. I doubt Alex will attach an energy because it just probably gets knocked out. Alex is trying to do the math. But we know that Kevin does play Giovanni's game. We saw in the earlier games. And we see Assault Vest going out to Entei. I don't think Assault Vest is going to save him if Kevin touches the Dark Energy. So let's see. Assault Vest. Oh, no. Oh, goes onto the bench. Entei. And let's see. What does Alex do here? And just pass on to Kevin's turn. Let's see what Kevin has. Kevin does have another Dark Energy. Trying to figure out the math. And let's see what Kevin does. Kevin just might attach another Dark Energy and just Evil Ball once again. He does have a Verse Seeker in his hand, but I know there's not a Lysander in there. Or is there a Lysander? Let's see. If there was a Lysander there, Kevin would have grabbed it like forever ago. Flowstone going on to Yveltal. And I guess we'll just see an Eve Ball for 20, 40, 60, 80. So 80 damage. And on to Alex's turn. So once again, let's see can Alex get the knockout. He will have to treat this Entei if he does not have the knockout. So he will have to Blacksmith and then retreat. But that Entei, that Yveltal is just slowly loading up some energies. Alex can't even Lysander stall now, which is bad. If he does Lysander somebody up, they both have float stones. And like I said, I don't know how Alex can get a knockout this turn. Like, he has to get really lucky with top decks. And right now, that's not a hand that has it. He has a first seeker for a blacksmith. You can retreat it, but then you set up another Entei. And then what happens afterwards, I'm not sure. We see Alex looking through his discard pile. He might have to go for a Sycamore, attach a DCE, then retreat it, and then hopefully he hits like a double muscle band. He receives Verse Seeker, and I imagine this will grab a Sycamore. You could grab a Blacksmith, but I think you need a whole new hand. Looks like he's going to go for the Blacksmith though. Let's see what he decides to do. Like I said, I think the best option is grab Sycamore, hope to hit the DCE and then retreat, and the next turn hope to hit a Verse Seeker with a Sycamore, or with a Verse Seeker with a DCE with another Muscle Band, and that might be your best option. There's no real need to put down a Blacksmith onto the active and then retreat it, because you're in the same situation, you still have the bad hand. So there we see Sycamore going to his hand. We'll see a Muscle Band going down to the bench, Entei. Yep, but Muscle Band to the bench, Entei, and I think that's the correct play. And we will see a Soul Vest going to the active, and we'll see Sycamore. And he needs a DCE here. Does he get the DCE to retreat it? Let's find out here in a second. And there is a DCE, so he can retreat this Entei, set up the new Entei. Can Alex hit the DC and Muscle Band? Next turn is the big question. There's another Muscle Band, so he has double Muscle Band. And he can do it next turn. I think I see, no, I only see one DC in his hand. He has a Scorched Earth as well. So let's see what Alex does. He will have to attach the DC to the active, retreat it, send it the Entei on the bench with the double Muscle Band, and it's got to hope that Kevin does not hit a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a DCE. Yeah. So we see a DC going to the active. We'll see a retreat into the Entei, and another pass from Alex. He could use the Scorched Earth if he wants to. Let's see if he goes for that play. He could put a Parallel City bumping. I mean, it doesn't really matter. All these Pokemon are going to knock down Alex's side of the field. I would go for the Scorched Earth to draw more cards. Yeah, because no matter what, no matter what he discards with the Parallel City, Kevin, if he gets a Lysander, he's going to win regardless. So let's see what Alex does. Like I said, I think putting down the Scorched Earth and then discarding the Fire Energy to draw 2 cards is the correct play. And like I said, next turn he'll need a DCE Blacksmith. And I think I see a DCE in his hand. And on Kevin's turn, there's a Battle Compressor. And he's going to put 3 cards in his discard pile. And Burst Seeker for the Lysander. There we go. And next turn, Alex had the DCE Blacksmith. Oh, man. And that was a crazy top 4 match. They both basically just draw passing. And Kevin advances to the finals. And there we go. Kevin wins the top 4 game. And we'll see a mirror match of Yveltal Zoroark Gallade versus Yveltal Zoroark Gallade. We did see this matchup in top 8 versus Lance, and Kevin did win that, so we'll see what happens in the finals of the Louisville Stadium Championship. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.